Who's ready for a 3-hour-long spoiler talk where I talk about this movie non-stop until my voice gives out? And even then, I'll probably go in Morse code mode. Man, I love this movie. I know I'm a week late. I apologize for that. Circumstances came into play. However, I actually wasn't spoiled on this movie. I also didn't watch the final trailer, so that helped too. So, this movie starts off with the backstory on the Primes and the war against the Quintessons, who I called the main villain of the movie, but let's be honest here, Sendal Prime was the main bad guy. But I didn't want to spoil that, so I kind of said that the Quintessons are the main bad guys, and that they were like, because they don't do anything. They literally do nothing. It feels like maybe the next movie is gonna go up against the Quintessons, or the next movie is Autobots versus Decepticons, and the third movie is gonna be Autobots and Decepticons teaming up against the Quintessons, and mayhaps Unicron. However, when the Matrix of Leadership was lost, we stopped getting Energon, which is why we're now mining for Energon. And Orion Pax learns all of this stuff by breaking into the Hall of Records. However, Orion Pax wants to know what happened to the Matrix of Leadership after it was lost. And yeah, he doesn't have an answer. However, since he broke into the Hall of Records, at least my guess is he is at the Iacon Hall of Records. Yeah, the secure bots kind of found him, and then he gets racistly insulted by Transformers, which, yeah, okay. You didn't have to call him cogless and stuff like that. Come on, dude, it's insulting. However, the movie immediately starts off kind of with the jokey manner of like, oh, hey, how about you guys to give me a head start and then you chase me? Come on, it'll be fun. It's like, well, he's cogless, what can he do? And then it's like, alright, you want to see me transform? And then he runs away. But we have a chase throughout the whole of Iacon, basically. And it's a pretty cool looking chase. There are a lot of different locations are used during the chase. I liked it. However, eventually, he gets stopped by them. And then D16, future Megatron, distracts them enough for Orion Pax to be able to sneak away. So they get away, and then Orion Pax gives D16 a sticker, a limited edition sticker, and puts it on Megatron, or D16. And it is a sticker from Megatronus. And the funny part is, that's the Decepticon symbol. Orion Pax just gave Megatron the symbol for the bad guys. I like that. I like that idea, that's how he got that. And then we go into the mines where we are mining for Energon because of the fact that the planet is basically dry because we lost the Matrix. And Elita 1 is the supervisor down there. So we need to rush in there, get the Energon quick before everything goes wrong. However, Wheeljack then decides to drill into Energon and then explodes the whole thing. So everyone is trying to escape. However, Jazz gets caught. So Orion and D16 go back, help him. And then Elita 1 gets demoted, so that was fun. Orion tries to help her, but yeah, it doesn't really work. And then D16 punches Orion, and then Darkwing punches D16, and that's it. Then we have Sentinel Prime's big speech about the fact that the Matrix of Leadership has been lost, and that he still hasn't found it. Not that the prick is looking for it, but hey, let's pretend, right? And also that the Iacon 500 races are going to happen. So Orion Pax comes up with this stupid idea about entering in said race. And D16 tells him what a stupid idea it is. So when D16 and Orion are walking over, Orion grabs D16. Oh my god, this is so difficult without calling them Optimus and Megatron. But he pulls him aside in order to have better seats, kind of. However, those are not better seats, because they both fall down and enter the races, and they get, well, they don't win, sadly enough. They give it a good attempt, though. They're smart, like they use jetpacks in order to kind of keep up with the Transformers, and also then use boosters in order to sling themselves forward. And they could have won if Orion left D16, but Orion isn't like that. He doesn't let a brother go down, and then they lose. However, Sentinel Prime is so impressed by them that he'll give them a promotion to work at his exclusive mine. And that makes Orion and D16 happy until Darkwing grabs them and puts them at level 50. Also, the reason that Sentinel's happy that they participated in the race is because of the fact that now the troops are inspired. So they'll mine faster, so he'll be able to pay off his debt to the Quintessons faster. But Darkwing brings them down to levels 50, which they thought there were only 40. Now it turns out it's 50. And we meet
Badassatron
down there and his friends, which one guy is named Steve. I forgot the names of the other two, but Steve. However, Orion Pax then decapitates Steve by accident, which, alright, why though? What did Steve ever do to you? However, inside was a message from Alpha Trion. and potentially the location of the Matrix of Leadership. So Orion is like, let's get out of here and find that stuff. And D16 is like, no. And then Bumblebee talks so much that Megatron is like, alright, fine, let's go. So the gang heads out because they need to go to the surface. So they go out to the surface. However, they get caught by Elita 1, who wants to turn them in until they reach the surface, at which point they are all happy by being on the surface. And Elita now has decided, against her will because she has to go with them. So as they are going to search for the Matrix, Quintesson ships show up. So they're trying to hide in this city, which kind of makes me think that that is like the Rust City. I forgot what it was. I know it's not, but it's just a thought that I had. And we need to kind of stand under something so that we can avoid the lasers, no, the scanners from the Quintesson ship. And once the Quintessons are gone, we find the location that we need to be at, and the Matrix of Leadership isn't there. However, we do find Alpha Trion, who then gives everyone a cog and also tells them that Sentinel Prime to betray the other primes. Meaning that in this storyline, Megatronus Prime isn't a bad guy, which, that's a new one. He is still the strongest Prime, which I guess is in every continuity ever since he showed up in Transformers The Revenge of the Fallen. And then, this is a part that I found really convenient, because as he's saying that, they're not really believing it. They hear a commotion outside. They go to look, and they see Sentinel Prime basically bowing down and giving Energon to the Quintessons. And it's like, wait, what? That is very, very convenient. However, the Quintessons aren't happy because this is not the amount that was promised. So, Sentinel Prime has them work triple the shifts. But I found it really convenient that that happened at that moment. This is the most convenient moment that I found in the movie. And this is also kind of like where I was like, oh, come on, really? I mean, I know that it can happen, but the chances are so low. Anyway, now that they have the transformation cog, they need to escape because the Vehicons from Transformers Prime are here. I recognize those designs any day of the week. I saw those guys, I was like, hey, it's Transformers Prime. I also, throughout the movie, was like, hey, it's Red Alert. Hey, it's Wheeljack. Wheeljack, no, don't blow up the mine. Hey, it's Jazz. No, Jazz, you lost a leg. It's like, hey, Sideswipe. Oh my god, it's Blue Streak. It's Ironhide. It's Ratchet. It's Perceptor. I was like that throughout the whole movie. I hope I was silent enough so that the person that I went with didn't hear it. However, one thing I did say, because I combined the words cave and female private parts, and that made her laugh when they entered the cave. But now that they have transformation cogs, an escape can happen. And, you know, when they figure out how to use the transformation cog would be nice. Because they're running. D16 transforms his leg, but only one leg by accident. Orion Pax loses a head. Bumblebee has no wheels and has arms. Elita 1 is just sliding down with it because she's basically riding on her wheels. But she isn't really transformed, so that doesn't really help out. Until they actually learn how to transform and then get attacked by one of the Vehicons until Megatron kills him. And at this point, because of the fact of the betrayal of Sentinel Prime, now D16 is fully embracing the hatred. And, well, I love this moment in the movie because it really is the start of Megatron's downfall into evilness. But now they need to figure out a way to take down Sentinel Prime because technically there's only 4 of them. So, help will be requested. So, as they're walking back in order to get... because they have proof of the fact that Sentinel Prime is a bad guy. However, they lose that proof eventually in the movie. So, that's useless. But, they get captured by Starscream. And Bumblebee has like a thing over his mouth. Because even when he was knocked out, he wouldn't stop talking. However, Megatron then attacks Starscream. And Starscream likes it a bit too much that he's being choked out by Megatron. Yeah. Alright, Starscream, sure. You're a weird one. However, Megatron overpowers Starscream and then basically gets everyone on their side. However, then Arachnid and, I don't know, Vehicons find them and capture some of them. And I like the fact that the first thing Starscream does is hide. He immediately runs away. Every Seeker over there is firing away except for Starscream, who immediately hides. And Soundwave and Shockwave are there too, so it's nice to see them as well. So, some of them gets captured, some of them don't. D16 and B127 get captured, but Elita 1 and Orion Pax don't. And also, Starscream gets captured, but not Soundwave and Shockwave. So now, Sentinel Prime is basically, you know, ready to publicly, because they're still alive, execute them because they are working with the Quintessons in order to kill Sentinel Prime. But he stopped them, and he'll make a heroic speech out of that one. By the way, I knew Sentinel Prime was evil because of the fact the one thing he says to Orion Pax and D16 after the races, he starts to talk like an executive at EA or something like that. And I was like, oh, you're not a good guy, are you? that immediately set off alarm bells. He did like the PR speech and it was like, oh no. So now Orion Pax has to rally the troops in order to save the gang. And he needs to be a bit louder. So he rallies them, kind of, but not really, until Elita 1 punches Shockwave in the eyeball. And then, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm not following you. And then Elita 1 intimidates him. He's the boss. So they all have a plan. So as they are being captured by Sentinel Prime boasts, and D16 is ready to, is like, I'm gonna kill you when I get the chance. So Sentinel notices that he has the sticker from Megatronus on his shoulder. So Sentinel pulls it off, then puts it on his chest and gives him the Decepticon insignia that he has on his chest. And I like how he got that from Orion and Sentinel. Like, it wasn't his decision, but he uses it, like, more towards the end of the movie, as, like, his brand. He then turns that painful moment into his brand, and I like that. But Orion then heads down and glides over to the mines in order to rally the troops. Now, he is a bit taller now, so he's like, alright, look, you may not believe me, but as it turns out, our so-called leader, Sentinel Prime, he's a bad guy. And everyone then believes him. Meanwhile, Alita, Soundwave, and Shockwave are in a garbage train, which is going throughout the city as a sneak thing. It doesn't really work, so because Arachnid kind of notices it. By the way, Arachnid is basically just the eyes and ears, which is also weird because she has like 500 eyes in the inner side of her head, so that's great. But she then attacks the troops, and then we get Soundwave, where he said something like, you know, high guard eject. It's like, oh, he said the thing. I mean, they say the thing all the time. They say more than meets the eye. Elita 1 at one point says, Orion Pax, you don't have to touch, nor the power, and all that stuff. They make the usual references, but I didn't expect that one. But no Laserbeak, no Ravage, no Frenzy, Rumble, Buzzsaw, Ratbat, none of them. So Orion then comes up and attacks Arachnid as well, has a wee bit of a fight with her, and then she's so focused on him that she doesn't notice we're about to crash into a building. So Orion goes inside and the train then goes through the, I don't know, Sentinel's headquarters, I guess. And Soundwave then frees everyone and we have a big fight where D16 is just so ready to murder Sentinel Prime. And Elita 1 is going up against Arachnid because we need her in order to show proof, because since she has eyes and ears everywhere, we kind of need to broadcast her. That is the plan. Also, Bumblebee has a battle mask and he has arm blades, which he uses to kill everyone. So they are able to send out a message about the fact that Sentinel Prime is evil, so everyone turns on him. And then D16 defeats Sentinel. And then it's like, alright, good. Movie done. We can lock the prick up and then we are happy as always. But no, sadly enough, Megatron wants to kill Sentinel Prime. And Orion doesn't really want that to happen. So Orion dives in front of the cannon, and then D16, this one hits so hard, he's like, I'm done saving you, and throws him down. Because he's got like a hole going through him right now, Orion Pax, thanks to D16. D16 then grabs in, and it's like, that's my brother, I gotta save him. But then he's like, no, he stood in my way of getting my revenge. I'm done saving you. Throws him down. And that's when the Primes recognize Orion Pax. And then we have a Rise Optimus Prime. And I will say this though. I had a little bit tiny amounts of hope in the back of my head that it could be possible that, like, this will be the biggest plot twist ever. That Chris Hemsworth voices Orion Pax. And then when he comes back, and when he's Optimus Prime, he's voiced by Peter Cullen. But no. So D16 rips Megatron apart. And he's like, no more will there be a rule of the Primes. Tear everything down. So the High Council kind of starts to tear everything down. And Elita and B try to stop Megatron. But yeah, that doesn't really work. And then from the hole to the core, we have Optimus Prime born. And he then starts to fight against Megatron. He also gets an axe. Also, to anyone who's complaining, that Studio Series Optimus Prime from this movie does not come with a gun. He doesn't use a gun in the movie. He only has an axe. He has a gun that he picks up, but he only really has an axe. Then we have a cool fight between Optimus and Megatron, and Optimus wins that fight in the end, and then banishes Megatron. And that's it. Then we have, as we do with all live-action Transformers movies, well, this is not live-action, but you get what I mean. We have a speech of Optimus Prime at the end. Basically, a threat to the Quintessons. And that's it. That is the movie. And then during the mid-credits, I guess, we get a scene where Bumblebee goes back downstairs like, oh, guys, I got arm blades and a battle mask, and then kills Steve again. And also the other guy. And in the post-credit scene, we basically have the announcement of that Megatron will return. And that's it. That was basically everything that I remember from this movie, having seen it 4 hours ago. And I really enjoyed this movie. Now, I am curious about what kind of studio series figures we're going to get from this movie. Now, rest assured, I will review all of them that have appeared in this movie. I mean, we have Optimus Prime and Megatron, which I don't have yet, but we have those. We're getting Elita 1, B-127, and Sentinel Prime next year, but probably also Arachnid, Starscream, Shockwave, and Soundwave. Maybe Starscream gets repainted into Skywarp and Thundercracker, and maybe also retooled into Slipstream, and then also retooled into Dirge, Ramjet, and Thrust. But my curiosity comes from the fact, are we gonna get the Primes outside of Alpha Trion, who we're also gonna get? Are we gonna get like Zeta, Megatronus, Alchemist, Amalgamus, Liege, Maximus, Maximo, Micronus, Nexus, Onyx, Quintus, Solus, Vector, and Prima. Also, it's kind of weird to have Zeta Prime and Sentinel Prime, because in a lot of continuities, they kind of just smash those two together. And I also love the fact that they're adding the Prime's backstory into the movie. I was not expecting that, because I thought it was going to be, like, from the first trailer, it's just a comedy thing. Now, the second trailer has slightly too many spoilers in it, but also, what are you going to do? The spoilers are the reason I wanted to see this movie in the first place, because initially I was like, no, and then I was like, ooh. But I'm just curious about to see what kind of figures we're gonna get from this. And let's hope that people go to this movie in order for us to get a sequel. Because I would be very much enticed to watch a Transformers 2. Which is also funny because I asked someone else to go with me to this movie. And she said like, yeah, but then I have to watch a lot of other movies. And I was like, what do you not understand about the word one? To be honest, if you watch anything else, you get spoilers. Because then you'll know that Optimus and Megatron are going to become sworn enemies. Then you'll know it. Or you watch the trailer. But then you'll know that they become the enemies. I also like the storyline of Sentinel Prime being a false prime. I remember something else doing that, where there was a false prime. I can't remember which one it was. Might have been the IDW comics. Nova Prime. That was like a fake prime, I think. I think it was like in the IDW comics. Maybe it was Nova Prime who was like the fake prime. Or it was actually Sentinel/Zeta Prime. But yeah, overall, I love this movie. It is the second best Transformers movie ever. I will say that I personally like the Transformers Prime Predacons Rising movie more than this one. But a lot of people don't count that movie for some reason. Justice for TV-only movies. However, if that one doesn't count, yes, this is the best Transformers movie we've ever gotten. It's also a bonus that we don't really have human characters, so we can really go into the development of the Transformers, which the live-action movies, sadly enough, they don't really get the development that they need. And to be honest, the 86 movie was basically get rid of your old toys, because we got some new ones coming in. But I can't wait to get a bunch of these figures. So, that has been my spoiler talk for Transformers 1. Comment down below. Go spoiler-filled, boys. I want to know all your spoilers. Tell me something that I missed that was also really good. Because I'm doing all this from memory. And my memory sometimes isn't really the best. But let me know down below what you guys thought of this movie. Like I said, you can spoiler talk all the way till Sunday. But with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if you've done so already, turn on notifications, and don't forget to check out my Let's Play channel, link in the description and at the end of the video. And I will see you guys tomorrow for my review of Transformers Studio Series 33 Voyager Class First Movie, Bone Crusher. Bye!